It's almost gardening season in Canada, and I followed Pinterest's little seed folder, which I thought was adorable, but my fiance had the audacity of telling me that it might not be optimal. I don't know what he's talking about. Seems perfect to me. You'd think that it wouldn't happen unless I do it on purpose, but it did happen and it kept falling off. So maybe just for this time he was right. And I got a different method. So I thought if you wanted to hang out, you could help me take things from there and put it in that new folder. Let's start by removing everything from here. I might have gone a little crazy on getting seeds this year. Everybody's telling me to just get what I want to eat when it comes to vegetables, but I like to eat a lot of vegetables, so I just got the things that I like to eat. And then I was told that you have to add some flowers, like marigold, on the edge of your garden bed. And then I also wanted some pretty flowers, and I couldn't not have a pumpkin arch, but then also I really wanted the monster pumpkins. And you know, you can see how that might have escalated. But it's fine because as the snow melted, I noticed that my garlic was growing. Please give me food. Why do I have honeydew? Okay. Okay, so there's 20 different spots in there. And this for labels, but we have something fancier for labels, so we don't need any of that. Okay, we switched to this angle so that I could post it on YouTube. Watch me still not post it on YouTube after that. Okay, we have our folder. We have all our seeds. Now we'll start with the first one that I already labeled as tomatoes, but for some reason I put an onion in it. Let's start with organizing our seeds into vegetables, maybe root vegetables, and then flour, or should we do by when we have to put it in the soil? Actually, let's do flowers first. And then brassicas. Peppers. I have a couple different types of peppers because I keep looking for chili peppers and I keep finding everything else. Tomatoes. I have lots of different types of tomatoes. Eggplant. Why did I get eggplant? Okay, did I really need 3 different types of pumpkins? Corn? Okay, since I have one label ready that says tomatoes, we'll start with the tomatoes that I have, and it's quite a bit. One just fell. So I have rainbow cherry tomatoes, Manitoba tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, which is probably my favorite for cooking, beefsteak tomatoes, which would be in salads and burgers and things like that, super sweet hybrid, just looks like cherry tomatoes to me, another Roma tomatoes because that's what I probably used most out of, early girl hybrid, it just looked like it would be good on a burger, and a tomato hybrid. No idea, but it might be the first one that I got. So we'll be adding our tomatoes in here, and all of those pretty much say start indoors around 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. So should I put a note on there? Okay. First box is done. What else do we have? What is the second thing we're the most excited about? Those are flowers. I would say maybe let's go with all those brassicas. I think they're all called that. But I have spinach, Swiss chard, and then I have a bunch that are in ribbons, it looks like a seed tape is what it says. And I have romaine lettuce, a salad mix, white Lisbon onion, and another type of lettuce. Now, I have never done those seed tapes, so let me know how it is, because again, I have no idea, and I am intrigued though. And those ones are probably to be sown directly into the soil. Now, my spinach and Swiss chard do say plant directly, so we'll add those on there. And those that don't have a label, that means it's just direct. Onto my peppers. I love my peppers. Actually, before we get to peppers, I have some more lettuce, cabbage, and broccoli. Look at me just getting cabbage after I had one recipe that I wanted to try that were cabbage rolls or something like that, and now suddenly I need to grow my own cabbage. This was unnecessary, and this is not going to be on my priority list to be planted. If I have space, I probably will not, because I have a lot to plant. If I have space, I will, but not sure where I got cabbage this year, honestly. Next one, they just look so cheap. Each packet just looks so cheap when it's just in and of itself, like $2.50. Well, one are like $4 though. Then you get a lot. It's a lot of money. But if I'm able to have a good harvest, then I'm saving money when I'm buying the vegetables. Okay, not buying the vegetables because I have it at home. So let's just all pray to the garden gods that I'm able to have a fruitful, vegetable-full harvest. Onto my peppers. I have green pepper, red bell pepper, and then this super chili hybrid. No idea what it is, but I wanted to try it. And then it looks like this one is cayenne pepper and another type of green pepper for some reason. All of those say start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. So I will write a note here. Onto my beets. So I have two, and they both say plant outdoors in early spring as soon as the soil can be worked. I don't know what that means and what the difference is between this one and after the last frost, or yeah. So I have one that says plant directly into the soil after the last frost, and this one says as soon as the soil can be worked. I have heard that the last frost is probably around June where I live in Canada, but I don't know when the soil can be worked. I'm using garden beds. I can work the soil anytime. On to cucumbers. I did not really know which ones to get, but now that I'm comparing each of them, this is probably the usual cucumber that we get at the store, and then I have the improved long green and the Space Master that looks like an alien cucumber, so I don't even know if I want this anymore. But all of those have to be planted directly in the garden after the last frost, so that's what we're gonna do. On to peas. I like some snow peas or some snap peas, but I heard that yellow peas were popular. I didn't even know that was a thing before this year. And I just got some pole beans as well. Did I say yellow peas? Yellow beans. And I got some pole beans as well. I honestly don't know how many of those I will plant because that's one that I don't eat, so I shouldn't have gotten. But it looked really fun to grow them and to harvest them, so I should, yeah. And especially if we can plant them directly outdoors, two say directly after the last frost, and one says as soon as the soil can be worked. Let's give it a try. Let's see how it is. Maybe I will be eating more peas since I'm planting them. I only have one onion so far, but I do want to plant a couple different onions. That's something obviously we use a lot in food, but I haven't been able to find a lot of them, to be honest. Speaking of, right after I bought so many seeds, I started hearing people telling me where they buy their seeds. What do you mean? do you not buy it at Walmart or Canadian Tire or wherever they have the giant rack of seeds? Are my seeds not gonna grow because they're Walmart seeds? Anyway, it was too late to purchase seeds from elsewhere, so oopsies. Let's move on to some flowers. I'm excited to show you flowers. I am very excited to grow some marigold, and I have a beautiful orange one. And then I found a white one. And I think this one has a bunch of different colors. I thought I had more marigold. Maybe not. Then I have some zinnia because I heard that that's something that's easy to grow. So I have 1 and 2 packs. Then I have bachelor button. I have no idea what it is, but it looked so pretty and I kind of wanted some purple, blue, indigo, whatever color that is, flowers, as well as those types of flowers. Morning Glory looked really pretty as well, so I got all of those. And for all those, when do I have to grow them? Start indoors 4 to 6 weeks before last frost. And I already categorized the flowers into planting directly in 4 to 6 weeks, etc. So those ones say 4 to 6 weeks before last frost. I only have 2 flowers that say that they need to be planted indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. And that's Lavaterra. I don't even know when I got this or if I want this anymore. At least this version, but this one looks absolutely gorgeous. So I do want those ones. I thought I was done with flowers. Not only was I not done, but all of those are to be planted directly in the garden after the last frost. I have no idea where to plant those, but we will figure it out. Starting off strong with Forget Me Not. Beautiful. Am I gonna have just a bunch of beautiful blue flowers? I never really see blue flowers in nature, but somehow Walmart has all of it, so okay. Then I, for some reason, decided to get not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 types of sunflowers. Why? Why did I need all of that? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't even like this one. But this one says large seeded tall, so I just thought that it was going to be really tall. So I guess that's why I got this one. This looked like a regular classic sunflower. It's called Lemon Queen. Had to get Lemon Queen. Golden Hedge. See, I just feel like they have great marketing with the branding. Golden Hedge, I need that. And this one is just Sunspot. So I got this for some reason as well. I'm very excited to be growing sunflower. But then I also have some nasturtium, which I heard is great for repelling some pests in the garden. So I will be planting that one on the edge of the flower beds that have vegetables in them. And then sweet pea that looked adorable. We're almost done. Ish. Pumpkin. Like I was saying, I, for some reason, had to get multiple pumpkin. So for the pumpkin arch, we have this small one. I don't even know if I'm gonna get a pumpkin arch after all, but if I do, it's gonna be the small one. And then I have a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin because, again, the marketing got me by just showing a carved one for some reason. And then I had to get a monster one. I got a monster one for free this year because somebody was growing it and I loved it. So I felt like I had to go and grow my own. And those ones start indoors 3 to 4 weeks before last frost. Okay. 3 to 4 weeks. Then I have 2 types of watermelon. I have Crimson Sweet and Garden Leader Monster. Oh, is that? I didn't realize I had a monster watermelon. 3 to 4 weeks before last frost. Shall I put that and the pumpkins together? Let's do that. We're saving space, people. We're saving space. What about our honeydew? 4 to 5 weeks before last frost. Then I have 2 squashes, the Table Queen acorn and the buttercup squash. Now I get when people say plant things that you eat. I don't eat squash. I don't remember the last time I ate squash, actually. Now I remember. The last time was when somebody gifted it to me, and I ate that, but then never bought squash again. Anyway, those say 3 to 4 weeks before last frost as well. So actually, let me put the watermelon and the squash together. Where would the corn go? Plant after last frost in well-cultivated soil, I guess. I guess in your own little thing. I guess I can have one that's just random. Corn and honeydew. For some reason I needed honeydew. So that will go on there. And here's what it looks like. Okay, don't tell Jason that, but this might actually be much better than what I had before. But don't tell him. Okay, now you thought we were done. We have to label them. You were mistaken if you thought that we were gonna use anything other than a thermal printer to label them. Okay, I will actually need my phone to print the labels, but I will be right back. You stay right here. I love my little thermal label printer. And I just realized that it could print multiple different ones at once. So let's get labeling. I have leafy vegetables. I kept calling them brassicas, or maybe I even said brassicas, I don't even know. But I think brassicas are more like cabbage. I don't know if that includes things such as spinach and lettuce. I'm not sure. So leafy veg, because that would include spinach, lettuce, but also cabbage. Very excited for peppers. I got a couple peppers last year, but not too many. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did grow cayenne peppers, but didn't really need them. I didn't know what to do with them, so maybe I shouldn't have tried to grow them again. Some cukes. Some beans. Here we go. Okay, now let's do a tour of what we have. Leafy vegetables times 3. Where's my other one? Oh, I guess times 2. And then I have one that just says cabbage, broccoli, iceberg lettuce, but it's still leafy vegetables. Beets. I need carrots, peppers. I have cucumbers, beans, onions. I only have one. I need more onions. Flowers. I have those at 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks for starting indoors. And I have those that are direct planting. Tomatoes, pumpkins, and watermelon and squash. Plus a couple of just empty ones to fill when I get more. But that's my seed collection. I am very happy. Carry it like a little briefcase. I love it. Maybe I could decorate it. Oh my goodness. Thanks for hanging out with me as I organized my seed briefcase. Bye.